Welcome back to your online yoga practice with me, Kim Sellis from kimsellis.com. For the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to work on releasing that achy lower back of yours. So just make sure that you have a yoga strap or a belt, something similar handy, and I'll meet you on the mat. We're going to get started today on our mats, laying back on our back. Make sure you have your strap handy near your head so you don't have to fumble for it. So laying on our backs, just try to find a comfortable position. Let's bend our knees, feet are hips distance apart, shoulders away from the ears, and just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just let your lower back and your shoulders release. So from here, I want you to look down, make sure that your knees are hips distance apart, your feet are on that same line, hip distance apart, and that your feet are pointing down towards the back of your mat. And then they're not at a 45-degree angle or some weird thing. They're really straight here. So 2 railroad tracks on your hips. And then I want you to start pushing your lower back into the mat, flattening it down. So there's no space between your lower back and the mat, and you can't put your hand underneath there. Now keep pushing your lower back into the mat, and we're just going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release. Release that lower back. You might even be tilting your pelvis forward a little bit. As you inhale, push the lower back into the mat. And exhale, release. We're going to do that one more time. Deep breath in, push your lower back into the mat, and release. Good. Now we're going to switch the breath here. So now we're going to take a deep breath in. This time as you exhale, push your lower back into the mat. Belly button pulls into the spine, and inhale, release. Exhale, push down into the mat. And release. Inhale. This time as you exhale, push down into the mat and hold here, but don't hold the breath. Keep pushing, keep flattening everything down. Let the breath move, though. Let the breath keep flowing through you. Inhaling softly and exhaling softly. Pushing your back into the mat. Use your abs. Think about your belly button coming all the way down and touching into your spine. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently release. Good. Knees into the chest here. And we're just going to rock slowly from side to side here. Keep your knees together, knees pulling into the chest, and just rock side to side here. And we'll take that handy strap or belt, whatever you have handy. And we're going to start with the left knee is bent, and you're going to put the strap on the right foot. And I want you to take that right foot all the way down to the mat, extend it long, and just have the strap in the right hand. So the strap is around the right foot, in the right hand, left knee is bent. Now you're going to push your lower back into the mat, and you're gently going to start pulling on that strap to lift the leg. Now here's the deal. The leg is soft. The right leg is falling into the strap. It's the right arm that's doing the work here. Keep the leg soft and straight. If you find yourself bending your knee, you're too high. And then you're going to start pulling the strap a little higher. Foot maybe is coming to the ceiling or maybe coming to the face or the top of the head here if you have a lot of flexibility. Again, pushing the lower back into the mat. Now, if you're someone who's super flexible, you can start extending the left leg long, maybe a little bit, maybe fully, but keep pushing the lower back into the mat. Wherever you are, 3 breaths. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, soft, deep breath out. Last one, deep breath in, deep breath out. When you're ready, release the strap so the right leg goes down long. Good. Bend both knees into the chest. And then we'll switch. So the strap goes onto the left foot now and onto the left hand. Right knee starts out straight unless you know you're flexible enough to get that right leg long. The left leg lowers to the mat. Push your lower mat back into the mat. Lower back flattens. And then start using your left hand to grab and pull the left foot up. And again, stay here with the right knee bent. Lower back pushing into the mat, or start straightening that right leg. Now, if you have that right leg straight and you can continue to push your lower back into the mat, I want you to think about shooting energy out of that right foot all the way up to the crown of the head. So you're really getting activation here. 3 deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you're getting that foot a little higher. Deep breath in. Remember, the left leg is soft. Deep breath out. That's the strap and the left arm doing the work. Last breath. And release gently. Release that left leg back down. Both knees pull into the chest. Go ahead and get rid of that strap for now. Knees pull into the chest, flatten the lower back. And then we're going to see if we can grab our big toes with the first 2 fingers, or grab the outside of the feet, or even with the inside of the feet will work, wherever you can get traction here. And you're going to pull the knees into the armpits, flatten the lower back here, and then we're going to rock side to side. Just a few little rocks on our happy baby pose, releasing that lower back. Last deep breath here. And then when you're ready, release the feet, pull the knees back into the chest, and either rock and roll to a nice seat, or you can just roll to one side. Use your hands to push yourself up. We'll cross at the ankles and find ourselves in all fours position. So stacking our joints, shoulders over wrists, and your hips are right on top of the knees. We're going to take 3 cat-cows here. So spread your fingers wide. As you inhale, you're going to drop the belly, curl the hips up, and you're going to pull your chest forward. So shoulders away from the ears. That is your cow pose. As you exhale, we're going to do the opposite of everything. So now push the ground away, push your spine up into the ceiling, and tuck your chin towards your chest. This is your cat pose. So let's go again. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, cow. As you exhale, push the ground away, spine lifts, chin tucks. Last one. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, pull that chest forward. As you exhale, round and push. Good. Neutral spine. So come back to neutral. Right foot is going to step forward, and you're just going to be in a lunge here. So make it comfortable. If your knee is bothering you, roll up your mat, put a pillow underneath your knee, or you can curl those back toes under. Well, once you find that kneeling position comfortable, I want you to find yourself tilting the pelvis. So we want to flatten our lower back here. Place your hands on your sacrum so you can feel whether or not your booty is sticking out or if you're tucking everything under. Now, once you have that, lift through the chest and then start sending the hips forward and down. Now, the last thing to be mindful of in this pose is your knee and your front foot. So I would like for everybody to stack the knee on top of the ankle. So if that means moving your front foot a little forward, do that. Keep lifting, keep straightening and flattening the lower back as you send the hips forward. Now remember, the hips are pointing to the top of your mat. You don't want your hips opening to the 45 degree. So let's take 2 more breaths here. Last deep breath. And then when you're ready, slowly pull your hips back. Your hands are going to plant. Step the right foot back. Let's take 3 more of those cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, pull your chest forward. As you exhale, round and push, tuck the chin. Good. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips. Exhale, round and push. Last one, drop the belly, lift the hips, pull that chest forward. Come back to a neutral spine. Left foot steps forward. We'll find that kneeling lunge. Again, take those modifications to make your knee comfortable. Hands behind the back, find that little pelvic tilt. Belly button pulls into the spine here. And then when you're ready, square up through your hips. Send your hips forward and down, and you might need to walk that front foot a little bit forward. So we're finding stretch here in that right hip flexor. So a lot of times when our hip flexors are really tight, it makes this space shorter, and that sticks our booty out, causing our back to sometimes become achy. So it's a good thing to stretch out these hip flexor muscles. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale and release that breath. 1 more deep breath in. Good. And slowly exhale, just coming back. And we'll find ourselves having a seat on the mat, however you choose to get there. The right leg is going to be on the bottom. And then we'll find ourselves placing the left foot on top. So you're either just going to sit cross-legged here, making sure both sit bones are on the ground, or you're going to start taking that left leg over for full cow face pose. So again, cross-legged, keeping both feet flexed. You might be in a hybrid position where your knees aren't quite together, right? Then use blocks or pillows to kind of make it comfortable for you. Maybe you have a block underneath the foot. Or you're in the full cow face pose where both knees are together and your feet are splaying outward. Now just make sure your sit bones are on the mat. You don't have one hip that's higher than the other and you're whiffing. Sitting up nice and tall, flattening out through the lower back, wherever you are, exhale, fold. Now you want to keep trying to lead with the chest. So trying not to curve so much through the back yet. You want to find length in the lower back. So just take a few breaths finding length. And then we'll take 1 more inhale, and on your exhale, now round everything. Drop down, find depth. Oh, breathing in, breathing out. Stretching through our hips. And then when you're ready, slowly use your hands to walk back and push yourself up. Now, wherever you are, whether you're in a cross-legged seat or a hybrid or in cow face pose, keep the legs right where you are. Lift through the chest, and we're going to place the right hand on that left knee, and we're slowly going to turn towards the left. Sit up nice and tall. Lift through the chest. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, see if you can maybe twist a little deeper. Maybe you're taking your gaze towards the back behind you. 1 more deep breath. And then when you're ready, slowly rotate back to center. Good. So we're just switching the legs here now. So crossing the opposite way, left leg is down. Again, you're either in a cross-leg position or you're in a hybrid position, stacking blocks or blankets and pillows, or you're trying for that full cow face pose. Again, wherever you are, keep your feet flexed and both hip flexors or both hip bones are on the ground. Lifting up through the lower back and the spine, lead with the chest moving forward. So find length here. Think about taking your chest forward over those knees or feet if you have crossed legs. We'll take 1 more breath, finding length. And then as you exhale, slowly round down. Let everything go. Just find a little bit of softness here. And again, if things are screaming at you and your breath becomes choppy, you're too low. Back off. Come out of the pose a little bit. Find a place that's a comfortable stretch, that you're able to control the breath and keep that breath slow and steady, like a slow metronome. 1 more breath here. And then using your hands, walk your hands underneath you, your hands push yourself back up. So trying not to use the lower back, use your hands here. Inhale to sit up tall, keep the legs wherever they are, right hand on the left knee, and we'll slowly find our twist. So as you inhale, lift through the chest and the spine, and as you exhale, twist. Now, I like to use my right hand behind me as a kickstand to make sure that my spine is nice and tall. So I push that right hand into the mat to lift my spine and chest. Good deep breath in, lift a little higher. As you exhale, twist a little deeper. Maybe you're finding yourself looking behind you. And then slowly release back to center. Unravel the legs. We'll take the feet together for cobbler's pose. So there's a couple modifications for cobbler's pose. If you're someone who's really tight in the hips, which most of us are if we're having lower back problems, and you can't quite sit up tall without your knees jacking up, sit on a block. That will give you extra space to allow yourself to fall into the stretch a little deeper. Oh, it's perfectly fine to sit on the floor. The other option is, if you're flexible, to put that block underneath your feet. Now, wherever you are, you're going to sit up tall and you're going to slowly start moving the chest over the feet. Now, the feet don't have to be really close to the groin. You find a place that's comfortable for you. Again, make the breath flow. So if the breath becomes choppy, you know you're too deep. We're slowly just going to start rounding their neck down, rounding the shoulders, the top of the shoulders, the upper part of the back. We're going to take 2 breaths here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Doesn't matter how low you can go. Deep breath in. Just find your stretch. Deep breath out. Good. Slowly coming back up. Get rid of that block if you had one. And we'll find ourselves laying back down onto our back. This time, I want you to take your feet as wide as your mat and lower down. Walk your feet so they're kind of close to your bum, not too close, just about halfway, midway, I guess I would say. And then I want you to just keep the right knee up and the left knee comes in toward the middle of your mat. I'll try to keep your hips and your lower back onto the ground. It's really hard. You should find a nice stretch there through the front of the thigh, maybe the side waist and the hip. And then when you're ready, switch. Now the left knee comes up, the right knee goes down and in. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, right knee lifts, left knee down. And switching to the opposite side. Left knee lifts, right knee down. Good. Inhale, both knees into the chest. Squeeze them in one final time. And then when you're ready, we're slowly going to start putting our feet back onto the ground. Take your right knee on top of the left knee. Both knees are going to travel towards the left side of your mat. Now, if you're someone who's not really flexible in the lower back and twisting is really difficult for you, place a block, place a blanket, place a pillow under your knees. Let your knees be supported. Let your shoulder float. Okay? So the knees are coming to the left side of your mat. They might be supported. Your right hand is going to travel to the right side of your mat, finding a nice twist here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Not pulling, not cranking, not fighting anything. Let your body release and relax. Gravity is doing everything here for you. Last deep breath in. Last deep breath out. Good. Knees come back up to center. We're just switching now. So this time, the left knee is on top of the right. Both knees travel to the right side of your mat. Place a blanket or a block, something to support you. Left hand goes to the left side. Deep breath in. As you exhale, release the breath. Good. Deep breath in. Relax the shoulder, relax the jaw. Last deep breath here. And as you're ready, slowly coming back to center. Pull the knees into the chest. And then gently place your feet back onto your mat. Now, if you'd like to stay in this position for a couple breaths just to round out your practice, you are more than welcome. I hope this practice reset your lower back. Have a great day, yogis, and I'll see you on the mat soon.